Hello again. Now let's begin with our first story. And the National Democratic Congress is alleging a conspiracy between the Chief Justice and the President to pack the Supreme Court with party loyalists. At a press conference, the General Secretary, Fifi Kwete, said this practice is compromising the judiciary's independence and integrity.
Democratic governance requires that certain standards are met within all arms of government. At no point must independent institutions of states be joined at the hip with the executive to further its interests. Friends from the media, the current posturing of the Chief Justice and their involvement in the nomination of more judges to the Supreme Court do not inspire confidence that the judiciary is sufficiently independent from the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia administration. Again, the naked abuse of power by President Akufo-Addo and his overzealous desire to control all arms of government poses a grave danger to our democracy and governance arrangement. President Akufo-Addo must note that the ongoing happenings in Kenya serve as a reminder that there is a tolerable limit to the abuse and excesses of the executive. To conclude, we are calling on all Ghanaians to rise up against this tyranny. We must protect our democracy, our judiciary, and our future. The actions of President Akufo-Addo and his cohorts are not just political games. They are existential threats to the very fabric of our nation. It is time to stand up. It is time to speak out. It is time to demand justice. Now, the NDC urgently demands the following actions. 1, an immediate halt of federal Supreme Court appointment. We demand that President Akufo-Addo immediately stop any plans to appoint additional judges to the Supreme Court. This reckless action is not just a political maneuver. It is an outrageous assault on our democracy and a betrayal of public trust. Imagine the anger and disbelief as we watch our judiciary being transformed into a puppet of the executive, eroding the very checks and balances that protect our freedom. 2, adherence to constitutional processes. We demand that any future appointment to the Supreme Court must strictly follow the constitutional process, including consultation with the Judicial Council. This blatant disregard for established procedures is not only unconstitutional, but also morally reprehensible. It is a slap in the face to every Ghanaian who believes in the rule of law and the sanctity of our democratic institutions. 3, transparency and accountability. We call for the full disclosure of the criteria and process used for the selection of these judges. This is essential to ensure transparency and accountability. The clandestine and backdoor dealings to appoint loyalists represent a disgrace. This hidden agenda fuels public distrust and fosters a culture of corruption and undermines the integrity of our judiciary. 4, judicial independence. We call on the Chief Justice to uphold the independence of the judiciary by resisting any pressure from the executive to influence judicial appointment. The judiciary is the last bastion of justice, and its independence is sacrosanct. By compromising this independence, the NPP is not just bending the law, they are breaking the very backbone of our democracy. 5, immediate reversal of the unconstitutional appointment request. We demand that the Chief Justice retract the unconstitutional request to appoint additional judges and ensure future actions strictly align with legal and ethical standards. This brazen overreach into the judicial realm is unforgivable. It is time to reverse these illegal actions and restore faith in our judicial system. 6, public and civil society engagement. The government must engage with civil society, legal professionals, and the public to discuss and review the process of judicial appointment, to restore trust and ensure fairness. The voice of the people must be heard. The current administration's attempt to silence dissent and operate in the shadows represent a direct threat to our democratic principles. 7, ensuring merit-based appointment. Future judicial appointment must be based on merit, experience, and integrity, rather than political affiliations or loyalties. This is not just about filling seats. It is about ensuring justice for all Ghanaians. The NPP's nepotism and cronyism are creating a judiciary that serves only their interests and not the interests of the people of Ghana. 8, protection of judicial officers. Safeguards must be established to protect judges from political influence and retribution, ensuring they can perform their duties without fear of repercussions. Our judges must be free to uphold the law without fearing for their careers or their lives. The NPP's tactics of intimidation and coercion must be stopped to preserve the sanctity of our judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, our beloved nation stands at a precipice. Our democracy, painstakingly built by the sacrifices of our forebears, is under a grave threat from those who are sworn to uphold it. The blatant, unconstitutional action. Imagine a mere extension of a failed executive, a tool for political retribution rather than justice. This is not the Ghana we pledge to fight for. This is not the Ghana we want to pass down to our children. We cannot and we must not remain silent. Our silence will only embolden those who seek to undermine our democratic institutions. We must rise with one voice, loud and clear, to defend our judiciary, to protect our democracy, and to preserve the integrity of our country. Let every Ghanaian, young and old, men and women from every corner of our land stand up against the travesty and brazen attempt to hijack the judiciary. Civil society, the clergy, and all democracy-loving citizens must join hands in this fight. This is not just about political affiliations. This is about the very future of our nation. Let us show the world that Ghanaians will not stand for tyranny, for corruption, and for the erosion of our democratic values. Let us fight with every breath to ensure that justice prevails, to ensure that our institutions remain independent, and that our democracy remains strong. For the sake of our children, for the sake of our future, let us unite and demand accountability. Let us rise and reclaim our nation from the grip of those who seek to destroy it. This is our Ghana. This is our democracy. And we'll defend it with every fiber of our being. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.